All right, everybody. Well, welcome to Learning Things with Kyle and Phil. I am Kyle.
And I'm Phil. Oh my God, they sound so smooth. You know.
Yeah.
I never wear the headphones, but today's not a. I don't regret it. You know, it's not so bad.
Well, we're turning a new page over here.
Yeah, man.
You know.
I mean, a lot of things have changed now that we've done a live show. I mean, guys, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we had
a great little segue there, my friend.
Yeah, we had to elevate. You know.
Yes, we are elevating for sure. Our live show last week, Friday at Teatro Latea, was absolutely fucking incredible. Thank
Fucking
you
dope.
to everybody who tuned in and who came by Friday night, helped raise money for a good cause, helping support the Latin community and Latin theater down in the Lower East Side in New York City.
Thank you. Yeah, for real. Thank you guys. It meant a lot. It was also just fun as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Aside from all the sentimental shit, you know, obviously, you know we care about you, you know we love you. But it was just a good time to like get in there and actually like, I don't know, being a lot more of a live performer than like someone who makes like content and stuff like that. It was nice to just like kind of get back into more of my arena, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Very comforting.
100%.
Yeah, it was fucking sick.
It felt good for me to be on stage too.
Yeah, it's fucking great. Everybody killed it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on stage, but it felt so fucking natural. I love being on stage. I love having the microphone in my hand.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing I really did when it came to acting and the entertainment business, aside from modeling, but the first time I was really on stage was when I went up and did stand up.
See, there you go, man. You know,
Did nothing before that.
So wait, so you did stand up. So what do you remember your first joke, or do you remember some of your jokes that you did?
No, there was a couple there about my girlfriend. There's a couple about her. There's a couple about being an athlete.
Okay. Where'd you perform?
I performed in the it was the basement of a bar.
Okay, so you were doing the down and dirty real stand up. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a Milwaukee bar. It was a little different. It wasn't like a shithole. It was like it was actually a pretty nice. It was a pretty nice bar.
Okay.
But they had a cool little downstairs area that had a bar and some seating, and then a nice little like two spotlights, and it was
Okay.
okay. It was legit. It was not a bad place.
Nice. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
That's that's funny that you were like, this is Milwaukee. It wasn't a shithole, because I would have thought the opposite. You know, what I mean? Like being a big fancy New Yorker. You know, all the way from New York City, like goddamn El Paso salsa commercial. You know, I would have thought like, yeah, Milwaukee. I wouldn't have been like, oh, basement bar, it's fucking swanky. But I guess it was. That's cool.
I mean, it wasn't swanky, but it was like a good. It was a
Pick
good
a road, Kyle.
Good bar and grill.
You know, I feel you. Yeah,
good old bar and grill. But
double
actually,
jalapeno poppers, some families.
yeah, exactly. Cheese curds.
The cheese curds.
Cheese
okay,
curds.
gotcha.
It's Wisconsin, baby.
Gotcha.
Come on.
Yeah.
But the real reason that I did it was because my friend Sam, I was coaching a high school traveling, they call it club volleyball team, right? So, you know, these kids pay a lot of money to play on this club team, just as it's like AAU basketball or whatever else, right? And we travel around the country and play in the big tournaments and yada, yada, yada. My assistant coach at the time, Sam, was funny as fuck. He loved comedy, had a huge passion for stand-up comedy, and he was just afraid to fucking go.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, dude, I think you're funny. Like, you sit here and read me your jokes, and I'm laughing.
Yeah.
That shit's going to hit in front of an audience. And
Yeah.
Like, I consider, like, I love stand-up comedy, and I feel like I have a pretty good taste in comedy, but
well, I'll be the judge of that.
yeah, you can be the judge. Of that,
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
But yeah,
You are funny.
So he was legit funny, and I'm like, man, you got to get out there, and he was scared. I'm like, fine, I will go out there. I'll go on stage before you.
Yeah.
And I will do a 5-minute set, which I've never done anything like that in my life.
Wow, okay.
And I will do it before you go on stage.
Yeah.
And you're the one who actually like knows how to write a joke.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't really know how to write a joke. I'm just going to go up there, be myself, be stupid, and fucking tell some jokes. You know?
Holy
Something
shit.
that I think is funny, right?
So did you how did you said you did well, or you did okay?
Yeah, I didn't bomb.
Okay,
I
that's
didn't bomb.
nice.
I didn't bomb by any means, but it's kind of hard. Like I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's.
What are your
I
like?
feel
What
like
were your impressions
bombing-
of stand up when you did after you did it?
Well,
Like from before to after.
adrenaline high for sure.
Yeah. That's a big
Dude,
thing.
I was getting a little. I had a couple drinks before I went
Of
on.
course,
I'm
yeah.
like, here we
You have to.
go.
You got to get a little charged.
You
up.
know, but like there wasn't pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There wasn't
yeah.
pressure because it's not something that I was like really thinking about and wanting to do for a long time. And also, you know me, like when I'm around people, I'm
Yeah,
just
you
like,
can turn
I'm
up.
always like turning on, right?
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So like I'm always turning on. So when I actually went on stage, it just felt fucking great.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm like, hell yeah, let's go, let's do this.
Fucking, see, that's great, man.
And it's hard for me to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
I don't get embarrassed by shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really don't.
Well, I think
Unless you
it's
tell me my dick is too small, and then I can't. Like,
so what? Yeah. So
shit.
would that be tough? Like because I was assuming your first comedy show was just going to be an audience full of women who thought your dick was too small. Isn't that?
Well,
Because
my
that's what happened to
girlfriend-
me. Is that not what happens to everybody? But that's great, dude. So you helped out your friend and everything, which is really nice of you, by the way. Because like as someone who started out in comedy and always wanted to do comedy, I did not have friends that were brave enough to be like, "I'll go up first, you pussy," to make you see that it's not so bad.
Yeah,
you know. So that's a great thing.
Yeah.
But like, so how did he do?
He did great. He did great. I mean, there was probably 20 people in the room, 20 to 25 people in the room.
Oh wow. And that man is now Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
the
yeah.
biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
He
He's
goes with
from
all the
Milwaukee
cow.
too, isn't he?
I think so.
Or his wife is from Milwaukee.
Possibly. I think he's from the Midwest in general,
He,
though.
he performs in Milwaukee all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's always performing at like the Pabst Theater and shit like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Perhaps as a theater.
Jim
That's awesome.
Gaffigan. He's always there.
He's the shit. He's awesome.
He's always like, yeah.
You can do the impression.
No, it's
Don't
okay.
feel too I thought
It's
you couldn't
okay.
get embarrassed.
I'm not embarrassed.
Oh.
I just don't want to. I just don't want to do a shitty job. I'm like, I might need to rethink that one.
That's hilarious.
Haven't ever done it before. I was just gonna give it a little shot in the dark there. So
Guys, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm over here thinking that I want Kyle to do a shitty Jim Gaffigan impression. Let me hear it from the audience. Huh? All right. We'll move on to the next thing. Let us write in.
Oh man.
Write us in. Send us some mail. Comments on the video. Let us know if you want to hear that impression in the next episode. And Kyle will prepare.
I will work on a Jim Gaffigan impression
Yeah.
if you truly want me to. And fuck if you want me to.
Yeah.
I will do it just because.
You may not know this. Kyle's not even he's a method actor.
A little bit, actually.
He's not from Wisconsin. He's just been living this. He's never touched a volleyball in his fucking life.
No.
And he's just been living like this,
Yeah.
for years now.
Yeah. No, this is what I do.
Yeah, dude.
I'm psychotic as well. Clearly.
But
I don't have a home.
so that's crazy. Tell me more. Like, so what's the deal with your friend now? This is such like a open-ended thing.
Yeah. Sorry, we're going down that road, but he ended up doing actually not long after is when I came out to New York.
Okay.
Like literally 2 months later, I came out to New York, and I think he kept going for a little while. I don't know if he's been doing it lately, but it was a
Gotcha.
long time ago. So
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, do you guys still keep up with each other in general? Or no, not really.
No, I haven't spoken to him in a while.
Yeah,
He's not on social media and shit like that.
Oh, like that type of shit.
So it's
Yeah,
like if
yeah.
I'm not like seeing you on social media and
It's
like
tough.
we're not tight or like doing something together, then I'm probably not.
Bro, I understand that. It's hard, man. I mean, like, social media shit connects us all together. Like, what the fucking Instagram and Facebook today on October 4th went out all day. And I was like, I guess I just don't have to speak to anybody that I know ever again.
Yeah.
It's like they're dead.
We all thought it was the end of the world.
I did.
For real.
I was saying.
Kids were actually outside playing in the
Yeah.
street today.
I gave somebody eye contact. It's the apocalypse. What are we doing? It's the end times, clearly. Yeah, fucking wild, man. I really could not believe that. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize how addicted I was to social media until it went out today, and I tried checking it like 6 different times to see if it had been fixed.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was checking it in the same way that I check my bank account to see if a check has dropped. You know, like I'm waiting on direct deposit. I'm like, hey, I haven't got a notification, but let me just see. Let me just see. You know, and but it's serious, dude. Like it's back up and running now, I think.
No, it is back up and running, yeah.
But it's even so, it's just like, do we really want to go back to that shit? It's, you know, I mean, it's good. Listen, for what we do, for having a podcast and for, you know, comedy and for your acting and photography and stuff, it's amazing. You know what I mean? You kind of just, you need it. It's an essential thing.
100%.
But I will say, like, if I was just a regular person not doing any of that shit, I wouldn't touch this shit with a 10-foot fucking pole, man.
For sure.
I really wouldn't. Like, I don't understand the purpose of it.
I mean, I was literally about to get rid of my Instagram, well, at least, like, deactivate it again, like, last week.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just like, man, again, just checking it too much.
Yep.
Just to take up time.
Yep.
And I look at it before I go to bed, like, too often as well, which kills me.
Yeah.
I end up having, like, worse dreams, like anxiety-ridden dreams. It's also from the blue light on your phone and shit like that. But, like,
I can see that.
Checking social media, like, you shouldn't be on your phone in general, like, an hour before you go to bed. And a lot of reports say that.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
yeah, because the blue light from the screen fucks up your sleep patterns.
Really?
Yeah, you're not supposed to watch any TV or be on your computer or on your phone, especially your phone, because it's obviously the closest one to your eye.
Right there.
Literally right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what I think that's so interesting about social media in general is, like, somehow it's been able to dominate the mini moments in our lives, which I feel like is something that no other type of technology has ever been able to do this whole entire time. Like, think about it. Like, movies, it's like you have to give it your attention. You know, music, pretty much the same thing. You can listen to it passively, but pretty much the same thing. You know, same thing with television as well. But social media is this weird thing where it's like, while you're doing one thing, you're also doing that. And because you're doing social media within another thing, you don't realize how much you're actually using social media. Like, for instance, I'll watch movies, but I'll be on Instagram. And it's like, what the fuck?
Well,
like,
and I mean, even just watching Netflix alone is like being on a social media platform as it is, because everything is curated to what you like. It's all algorithm shit. They even have, like, you know, the way they present shit is...
it just seeps into your brain.
Exactly.
And it makes so much sense that once this shit went out, I tried it, like, I closed it and opened it like 6 different times, thinking it was my internet connection.
Yeah, totally.
And there's no possible way that
here.
Instagram couldn't be working. And all this shit. It's like, bro, they are in our fucking heads, boy.
I didn't really care that it was down, to be honest with you, but yeah, I did the same thing once it wasn't refreshing. I'm like, okay, well then it's probably just the internet. I tried it again. I'm like, oh wow, the internet's still fucked up. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, kept it going, and then all of a sudden I see the big shutdown. But I'm reading right now that it's the biggest shutdown since 2008, when a bug knocked the site off online for a day, which affected 80 million users. That's back in 2008.
Yeah. Was it a computer bug or just like a housefly that
it was a
landed on a giant switch? It's like Facebook. It's like a light switch.
A fly jammed up one of our fans, and the entire system went out.
Fucking hysterical. Just like there's a giant off switch.
Fly.
Yeah. It's like
lands on a gigantic.
Like, what the fuck?
Yo, that's some Simpson shit
right there.
Right,
exactly.
That is exact. That's like that. That's it. That needs to be written into the Simpsons.
Facebook shut off on the entire eastern seaboard. What happened?
That's fucking hilarious.
Sorry, go on.
But dude, yeah, for the day, it went out for 6 hours today, and then it affected 3 billion users.
Yep. There you go.
3 billion.
That's almost half of the people on the planet.
No, that's I think there's only like 4.5 billion people on the planet, right?
No, there's 7.5.
Oh, okay, yeah.
7.5.
Wait, no, yeah, the Earth is 4.5 billion years old.
Yeah. The Earth is big as hell. We got people. Trust me. We're talking. The motherfuckers are talking about overpopulation.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? So we got friends.
Seriously, don't get the vaccine. We need more of y'all to die.
See, now if you said that, if that was the mission statement, then I'd be like, all right, fine. You know? But when you go like, don't get the vaccine, it's because of freedom. I'm like, fuck off. But if you're like, don't get the vaccine, I want all of you guys gone. Perfect.
Yeah.
Shorter lines at the supermarket. Don't get the vaccine. Perfect.
It can't even really matter anymore. Like, I got yelled at last night for walking into a deli without having my mask on to get a bottle of water. And a dude started talking shit to me because he had a triple vaccination and I only had a double. I'm like, bro, I mean, where are we going right now? What the fuck? How polarized can we be? Are
It's
you
like the new iPhone, bro.
kidding me? Double vax, this man's yelling at me and acting like he's the most superior person in the world because he has a triple vax. He got whatever booster it is or whatever.
You're just an Android user to him. You know what I mean?
No,
He doesn't see you especially. He's
I
like,
guess so,
bro, I got
yeah.
that new shit that just dropped.
exactly.
The Yeezys, you don't got those, bro.
Yup.
That's what he's saying, you know?
Yup.
It's just another way to divide ourselves,
Yup.
you know?
Fuck him.
It's fucking hilarious.
Fuck him for real.
Fuck that
Fuck
guy.
Long Island City for even having people like that. Goddamn.
I hope Kyrie Irving sneezes in his face.
Yeah. Go to a Nets
That
game, my
fucking
guy.
Yeah.
Which is, it's actually kind of crazy though. Also at the same time, because we were talking about that earlier.
We were.
You know, Kyrie Irving is refusing to get
Yes.
a vaccine. He's going to be losing $380,000 per game.
Yes.
that he
If
plays.
you guys don't know Kyrie Irving, he is an amazingly talented basketball player and also a very adamant flat earther who has just backed down from being a flat earther now that he saw the evidence. So just take that into context. All right.
But it's crazy because I don't think okay, well, New York and San Francisco for sure. But other than that, bro, they're not checking people's vaccinations and shit around the country if you're going into a huge venue, bro.
I mean, maybe not.
New York, no, they wrote that.
Well, what are you talking about, like stadiums and shit?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
I think that's fucking crazy.
No, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
If anything,
Yes.
everyone that goes into a huge arena like that should be vaccinated. And a player should be able to not have vaccination. That's the way I see it, coming from an athlete standpoint as well.
No, I think both.
But
both.
they
I
sh-
think they
yeah.
should have proof of vaccination, and also the players should also get vaccinated. And I feel like literally anything fun should require a proof of vaccination. If you're going to a bar, proof of vaccination. You're going to a goddamn restaurant, proof of vaccination. All that type of shit. The only thing that you shouldn't have to have a vaccination for is a job, and it should be proof of vaccination, or if you don't want to get vaccinated, you have to take a test every day.
I think it should be
That's
that.
how I feel.
I think it should be that for everyone, for every situation. If you don't want to get a vaccine, that's fine, but you need to show a fucking test within the last 72 hours or something like that, saying that you're negative.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, maybe
It's the same because it's the same shit. Like, what does it matter? Like, if somebody, that's the only way to regulate it if you don't have it, if you don't really want it. Like, that's the safe way of doing it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I feel like anyway, like the whole reason that a lot of these restaurants and stuff like that, or these clubs and everything, are doing the proof vaccination and no testing thing, is just simply as an incentive for more people to get vaccinated, which I agree with, which is why I think they should do it. Because just I don't know, man. There's just I get what you mean. We've had this conversation not just earlier before the podcast, but we've had it before. I remember when we bumped into AP at the coffee shop. He was spitting the same shit you're spitting. I understand that type of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, I think this is something that it's people actually do need to do. And there's people across the world that really want this shit. And there's tons of people here in America who are like, yeah, fucking. And this is that's a classic sort of just American privilege and first world privilege of I can have something that clearly helps me out, but if I don't necessarily understand it or I just don't want it, then fuck you and fuck this, and I'll kind of get everybody else sick, because I don't really, at the heart of hearts, I really don't think it's that bad. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah, completely. I fully agree with that.
I
but
just hate
also,
that aspect
but also
of
at the same time, I know it was a pandemic and I know it's a huge fucking issue, but also at the same time, somebody who's very healthy like myself, who takes care of my body, who does all these things for my body, like, I also don't see it as that big of a deal, though. Even though, I mean, I know it is, right?
Yeah.
But I had the shit literally before the shutdown. Before the shutdown, right? So I already knew what it was like to have it. I got sick with it. Like, then everything shut down. So I understand that aspect too. I do have those feelings as well. Like, I'm not going to fucking lie to you, dog. Like, I'm not afraid of being sick. I'm not afraid of, like, you know, all that kind of shit. I understand that getting the vaccine is for, you know, protecting other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got it for work, and I also got it for that exact reason. I didn't want to put shit in my body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take, even when I get headaches, when I get all this other kind of shit, I don't even take pills, bro. I don't even take ibuprofen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't put shit in my body at all.
Mm-hmm.
Besides Molly, weed, and Coke.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a new joke about that too, with the vaccine and how people still eat ass. You know, but it'd be like that sometimes. I understand it. It'd be like that sometimes. But I'll say, you know, you say that, and my response would be, nah. I mean, like, it do be like that sometimes. But like, my rebuttal would be what I randomly overheard on the subway the other day, which was, nigga, they killed Jesus. Anybody can get got out here. It's not about your body. I don't care how many burpees you do, bruh. You know what I mean? I don't care how much Essentia water you sip on. You know, anybody can get got out here. You know?
I agree. I mean, I
you
know that.
And it's like through sickness, through gunshots, through anything, So that's my whole incentive where I see it, where it's just like, bro, you don't want to be that one person where like everybody our age who is fit is fine, but you're the one guy who is fit in our age who isn't fine. Nah, fuck all that. I love you, dog. I don't want to, see you out here.
Like, it's my choice, though.
That's a fact. I mean,
that fucking happened, and that shit happened to me. Yeah, I look fucking dumb, but also at the same time, you know, I think that's just the fucking way of life, I guess.
I get you, but then that's also like the fucking, you know, that's for me in the way that's kind of the that kind of eternal question of just like just simply like emotional choice over what the greater good
Oh,
is.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Where it's
100%.
just like, you know, because I know we're just fucking around, but this is something like that doesn't even just affect like vaccines and shit like that. That's like, this is like philosophical questions that they ask in philosophy class. Like, you like, have you? I don't know if you ever played the game The Last of Us before.
No, I haven't, but
Right.
I actually want to.
It's a great game, right? And obviously, you know, there's like the second one. They're about to like make a third, possibly even. So I'm not spoiling shit. All right, you fucking assholes, don't comment on my shit. Fucking. But long story short, there's a main character, and he has to protect this young girl. The young girl, for some reason, cannot get sick.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And at the end, basically, she's the only one who can't get sick. They've never heard of this before. And they're like, in order for us to create an antidote for a vaccine, we have to kill this girl and take apart her body to make an antidote for this thing. And he's so attached to the girl that he fucking kills everybody, all the doctors, the whole entire hospital, the whole entire base. That's almost the last stage of what humanity is in that region. You know? And it's like, that's kind of what this COVID shit is. It's like, no, nigga, let the bitch die. I don't care. My nigga, like, bro, like, I'll be real with you. I always think about that shit when it comes to, like, actually, like, the greater good of what things must be. And it's like, even if I was in his shoes, like, you know, or if I was, like, my daughter or some shit like that, I'm not giving her away. I'd be crying my eyes out. And I would fight tooth and nail to protect her, and I'd die in the process. But while I'm shooting every fucking doctor, I would know that what I was doing was the actual wrong thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And that's the whole thing. It's like, there's just so much, like, just too much, self-importance, but also just simply people being babies. I could say it in a more, like, Ivy League way, but there's just a lot of niggas just lazy and just be babies about shit. And it's like, yeah, you mask it with freedom, but it ain't about freedom. You just don't want to get a shot, you bitch-ass nigga. You know? Fuck. Especially with white people, too, because I'm like, I understand. Listen, if you black or Hispanic and you don't want to get This shit, I understand you. If you white, you have never had a reason to not trust the government, my nigga. They have only been on your side.
Yeah.
They've only been on your side. In fact, you ran up on those niggas January 6th, and they still ain't do shit to you. So you're completely fine. You're completely fine.
Yep.
Like, you're so good, bro. The whole thought of like a conspiracy where it's like, oh, the entire world tanked the entire world's economy just to get America enslaved by the American government. The fuck are you talking about? The fuck is going on? It's so self-centered and just so ridiculous, you know? So yeah, I mean, Kyrie, listen, the Earth's round, and get the goddamn shot, homie.
That's fucking hilarious.
You know? It just is what it is. It is what it is. I get it, but it is what it is, man. God damn.
Oh my god.
If you're not
bro.
black, and you're not Hispanic, don't talk about me. Don't talk to me about not wanting to go see a doctor because of some shit. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. But I will say,
it's fucking hilarious.
and this is the last thing before we transition to something else.
Yeah.
I will say, because we're trying to stay conscious about
We are.
not too many jokes.
Great
all
job.
right? I like doing serious podcasts. All right. No more comedy in here.
None. What were you gonna say?
No, I'm trying to actually like think about it, but fuck, I actually lost my train of thought. God damn it. Oh, that sucks. I had a really good point. It was like so solid. God damn it. Fuck. Kyrie. Oh man. I fucked that one up.
See, yeah, that's why you can't overthink yourself too much.
I got to the 10-yard line.
This is what happened. Yeah. No. You got to the 1.
Yeah.
And fucking flick the ball backwards because you thought you were already in the end zone, like some kid did the other day, which happens ever so often in football. You're like literally crossing the line, and then you're like this, like already like celebrating, trying to look cool. You toss the ball out of your hands. And it's like, bro, the ball never even went into the end zone, and now the other team has it. So
that's very, very true.
But fucking A.
But yeah, if try to jog my, we were talking about Kyrie obviously, and just how people are being self-centered about the vaccine. But is there any? What's the? I'm acting like you're in my mind.
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what you were gonna say,
Okay.
but it's kind of funny because I keep seeing, because the NBA is like, doing crazy PR stunts for it right now because they know that like several players don't want to be getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
That you're seeing all these like NBA cares commercials and shit right now where it's like they have all the legends like Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like all these dudes who are now in their like 60s, 70s, all that shit. Like the commercial is literally like Bill Russell. It's not Bill Russell that's talking. It's somebody else. But he's sitting there and he's like talking about the vaccine and how everybody should get it. And then they cut through clips of like all the other like legendary basketball players like in the fucking hospital getting the shot because it's like
no, that's
we
how
want our NBA players to have it.
Well, that's the thing though, is that they kind of have to also do that just because the amount of like disbelief, like where. Dude, there's so much internet misinformation
that
when politicians got the shot, they had to be videotaped getting the shot live.
Yeah.
For people to actually believe that they were taking it too.
Fucking insanity.
It's just like,
dude.
this is the thing. It's just, things just get
fucking insanity.
Out of proportion, man.
I know.
You know?
Your camera just stopped. I know, it's fucking crazy, bro. You don't need to tell me about that shit, man. My mom is going down a deep, dark hole, man.
Oh, yeah?
A deep, dark hole. She sent me some shit the other day. I couldn't even watch it. I literally couldn't even watch it. I'm like, it looked, I'm asking her, I'm like, where are you getting this information? Like, what video are you watching? And she's like, oh, he's a scientist and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. And she sends me the video, and it literally looks like, those like psychotic brainwashing churches.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Really? Is she a very conservative person?
No.
Really?
She's just gullible as fuck.
Yeah. That'll happen, man.
And especially because a lot of these people who, you know, are my mom's age. My mom's almost 70.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my mom's like 69 right now.
Mhm.
So, you know, technology is very like they
Yes.
aren't even close to like keeping up with even how to navigate shit
Yeah.
and filter shit.
Yes.
Like they don't even know that there's algorithms that are just feeding them shit.
Over and over
Right.
and over again. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you know, a lot of people on the internet, like ourselves, no, I'm just kidding, are just making up information or like, you know, making up theories, posting it online, saying that they're these people, or like taking clips from like random motherfuckers who are, again, just like huge theorists, right? That aren't even like fact based. It's all just emotional. Like,
No, absolutely. It's all bullshit.
It's-
It's just completely how they feel.
Right.
It's not about what things actually are.
Right.
And you know what's kind of strange is I was talking to my friend Nico actually about this as well, and saying about how I think things will change in the next few years or in the next like 20 years over time, just because like the internet is almost, and I might have said this on the podcast before, but the internet, it's almost like we found a new element, you know?
Yeah, you've said this before. Yeah.
You know, it really is, where
It
it's
really
just
is.
like, dude, it's like fire. It's like, think about how much stuff humans set on fire by accident when they first discovered fire.
Mm-hmm,
You know, it's fucking pretty, it's warm, you know, it comes out of nowhere, so they think it's cool. And next thing you know, they burn down a whole entire forest by accident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and fucking people die and shit. And it's like that, all because they wanted to just see it burn. And that's what the internet is in its infancy right now. And we're just starting to realize, like, fuck,
The
this
power
fire's
of that
hot.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So my heart goes out to your mom, and my mom was kind of dealing with some stuff like that too. And
Yeah.
you know, she went the opposite route though.
Yeah.
She's like not really. She used to be very devout, like religious and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still religious, but she's not like organized religious.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't go to church anymore.
Yeah.
and stuff
Right.
Like that,
right.
which is a very big difference for her.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I think, dude, I really think it was Trump. It's like he put a fork in the road,
Mm-hmm.
and people either had to decide, I'm going here or I'm going here. There was no
Mhm.
middle of the road anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what happened, especially for older people.
You're right.
Especially for older people.
Completely.
So, you know, Miss Ulsberger, hopefully come back to the pack. We'll welcome you. You know? She's a smart lady, I'm sure.
She's a wonderful lady. She's just yeah, she's just gullible, man.
Yeah, shit happens, you know.
She doesn't even really realize what's happening to her, you know.
Dude, if everything's brand new too, it's like the internet's such a, like you're saying, you know, it's this brand new technology, and it's just all this shit is geared especially toward you.
Yeah.
So you feel, if you're like them, who were raised like when TVs were like black and white and shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like you don't think of your internet feed as like an algorithm.
Yeah.
You think of it as like serendipitous, that all these things just happen to be just the thing that you care about.
Yes.
You're like, whoa, this
Yes.
is crazy. Whoa, this is crazy.
Yes.
Whoa.
Exactly.
I was just talking about that thing.
Exactly.
They don't realize that,
Right.
you know? And
Right.
yeah, it just takes time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's always weird, though, when you meet one of those people who are just, like, super tech savvy. It's like an older person. You're like, damn, this guy fucking gets it.
Yeah. I love that.
You know?
I
You're
love
like,
that.
Fuck yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
You're a nerd. I love you.
Yeah, man. But the world is just going fucking ape shit crazy, dude. You know, so who knows? Like, we were talking about that show Squid Game, where you know, people compete for all sorts of like money and shit to survive because of their financial situations, and it's like,
Yep.
it's like there couldn't be a more appropriate show to come out
Yeah.
and to show how drastic human beings can be over
Yeah.
something that isn't even real. You know, like,
Yep.
over fucking paper.
Yep. I think it's a fucking incredible show because, and I know you said you haven't watched it yet, but
No.
I've watched like 3 episodes, and I need to go back and watch them again because I was watching it at a friend's place, and instead of having subtitles, what they did, and it didn't even give me the choice of watching it with either subtitles or like in Korean or the way that they did it, but they dubbed it, yeah. So they have voiceover actors like
Yes.
emoting and talking in English based on what the fuck the guy looks like. You know what I mean?
I saw the whole, the previews that Netflix has. I could have sworn that they give you an option to have it subtitled. No?
When I clicked on Squid Games, it just went to that automatically, which was really fucking annoying because I want to watch it, and I had this conversation with a friend the other day, like Parasite.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I want the subtitles.
Yeah.
Like, I think because you connect way more to the actor when they're speaking in their native tongue, and you just read the subtitles.
Yeah.
So I need to go back and watch it. But I think it's a fucking amazing concept in terms of like playing the most simple games you can play.
Yeah.
But making them really difficult, right?
Yeah.
That's essentially what it does, right? This is what they do in this.
And like deadly.
But it's deadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's because it's like they find these people who don't have any other way out, who are in debt, major debt.
Yeah.
And or just don't have like anything to live for, right?
Yeah.
So it's based on money. Well, you can come play these games
And do this, yeah.
and you can become a bajillionaire. Like the amount of money that they're playing for is crazy.
It's like insurmountable.
Yeah, it's literally like if we would be playing for like $3 billion.
Yeah.
So it's insane.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole thing with that show, and I just feel like this because I saw the preview of it, and I definitely was like, this seems like something that I would love, but it also seems like I'm just like, this should have been an anime. Like I watch it and I'm like, why isn't this an anime? I feel like I'm off now.
I can hear you just fine. Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like
it's probably just because the
okay, maybe
glitch.
it switched. But yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, this should be an anime, and it was kind of surprising that it wasn't. Like originally, I kind of looked into it. I was like, was this an anime? And then it was live action, and I think they should have made it animated. I sound way better now.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, cool. Cool.
My bad, dude.
No, it's fine. Whatever.
I was just I can hear a lot of like feedback kind of coming from here a little bit. That's all.
Okay.
But anyways, keep going.
Yeah.
It could totally be an anime.
But that's what that's the only reason I was saying. I mean, like I saw the preview with the dub as well.
Yeah.
But I saw that you could do subtitles, at least on mine.
Right.
So I was like, I'll go back and watch it. But it was just one of those things where I was like, this just seems like something that I would definitely watch, but I probably wouldn't watch it live action because I feel like it could go to some,
It could totally be an anime. It's written, and it looks like an anime.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's almost annoying that it's live action. Like I'm like, this should be drawn, and you should just make
1,000%. It could be a fucking comic book, bro.
Yeah, like I don't like the fact that it's like only originally a live action.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, that's also me talking and not having seen it. So I mean, I'm just throwing out opinions that are unvetted.
Totally. Granted, it is shot beautifully.
I've heard.
It is shot fucking beautifully, and the production quality on it is like top notch.
I've heard nothing but amazing.
The actors are fucking incredible
things
too
about it. You know,
and
what I
the
mean?
girl Hu Young, or however you pronounce her name, I'm not even sure if, like her full name. She's fucking beautiful, and she is amazing.
I've heard
she's a huge model in Korea.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's crushing it.
That's great for her. I've always wanted to actually go out to Korea. Actually,
Same here.
They have they have a lot of great shows out there. They do really good with their TV stuff and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Korea, Japan, I want to go. I used to study Japanese. So
oh, really?
Yeah. I can barely say anything anymore. It's one of those things where it's like it's so hard too because like no one speaks it here. So it's like once you stop practicing it, it just slowly leaves your brain. Because I don't hear it anywhere. Like I've dabbled with like Duolingo with like Spanish, but I can stop Spanish. But everybody here speaks Spanish.
Yeah, right.
So I still hear some of it, and
I hear it constantly.
And you piece it together. It's just not the same with that. You
right.
know?
Right.
But eventually, one of these days.
Mm-hmm. 1,000%.
But yeah, man, Squid Game. That just it just goes to show you, man, like just how desperate people are, and just how desensitized we are to the ridiculousness of like brutal capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, it's like something like this. Yes, it is entertaining. Yes, it is fun, but it should also make us sad about the fact that people are actually in those types of situations, and the fact that if there was an actual Squid Game, people would do it. They wouldn't just do the first one where they got surprised.
Completely, people would do that.
Bro, they would do like season 4, 5,
For
6.
real.
It wouldn't be just the first time where they get surprised that everything's deadly. People would keep doing it.
Real.
Absolutely.
I feel like some Japanese game shows have kind of been like that, no? Like, they kind of make people do some weird extreme shit on there for money.
Well, there's like MXC where it's like, Wipeout, I think, was like based on MXC, like all those
it totally was.
things.
Yeah.
There's like those. As far as like fighting to the death or some shit, or red light, green light, but you get shot in the fucking head. I don't think so. I mean,
no, I'm not saying like that, but I don't know. Like, also, yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know. It just pisses me off. Where it's just like, it's just like, why is this world so fucked up in this way, and why are we so okay with it? And it's just like, there's just so much more of us than there are of them. And it's just the fact of just like, I don't know, the fact that this is all hippie thoughts, whatever, but they're true thoughts. But it's just like, why does anybody pay for really anything? Like, obviously it's a much bigger equation than that, but it's kind of true, where it's just like, there are certain things that everybody should just have outright, fucking housing and shit like that, food, and like, like we have certain things in like infrastructure, like building buildings and stuff that need to get done and all that, of course, but like, you shouldn't not be able to have a house because you don't have a certain thing, or you're not willing to get a certain type of job or whatever. And that, I don't know, that's just my thought. I wish I could go like deeper into this. I used to watch a lot of like money documentaries and all that type of stuff, and but I just haven't done as much research. I've been watching too much anime.
Get sidetracked by the anime. It happens every fucking time.
What do you think, though? Are you like into? Do you pay attention to like the ways of brutal capitalism?
Not really. I mean, I understand it. I see it. I get it. I also think, though, that if you see money as like a fluid thing, like water coming and going, you also leave that side open to yourself to, really have opportunity. At the end of the day, people are always going to have more opportunity than you, unless you're born into something crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also that opens up the opportunity for greater life.
Yeah.
Get like in terms of that, but like I'm for like a lot of socialist shit, bro. Like, honestly. A lot of great cities were built off. Milwaukee was actually built off of like socialist thing. I mean, it's the most segregated city in America. But,
Wisconsin, no way.
But yeah,
it's crazy.
That's kind of
But no, but I mean, I never knew that about Milwaukee. That's an incredible thing to find out. But yeah, I think a lot of people in this country, especially, there's this constant thing of when people say socialism, they immediately then dismiss it, and they're not realizing that socialism is in so much of American infrastructure anyway, and also socialism is not communism. Socialism is a free market economy with certain restrictions on how much you can take away from the poor and keeping certain things in check. That's really all that it is.
No shit.
You can still start a business. You can still do shit. And like, I know both you and me know that, but there's certain people who just like, It
also keeps in check like the richest of the rich as well.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Like, I don't know, man. I think that's why for a long time I was just so resistant about like, I don't know, fancy shit and just like nice things and everything. Like, I just fucking hated it. I've always like had those jobs where I've worked for rich people.
Right.
And and it's not even, growing up, I know people who've grown up with money and stuff. It's not that, but it's that energy of like, I'm better than you, that just grosses me out. And and then you also see a lot of people who are have-nots, but they're pretending to be haves
1,000%.
Just so they can fit in. And then that can get even worse too. And it's just like, a lot of times I think you're just like sitting there, especially in New York, and you're just like, what is the point of all this shit?
Completely.
Like, Jesus. now I'm starting to get more comfortable with the whole thing of like, all right, I can wear something that's like nice or something and not like, I don't know, feel like a sellout or something in certain ways or something. But for a long time, I mean, number one, I was broke as fuck, so I probably couldn't afford this thing or that thing.
Yeah, right.
But a lot of it was just like, clothes don't matter. Who gives a fuck? Put it on your back. Do whatever the fuck. The only thing that matters is who you are as a human being.
Completely.
And that's it. And that's right. That is right.
That will always be the only thing that matters.
That's true. That is true. But that doesn't mean that certain items don't have their own value in themselves too. Like taking
For sure.
kind of charge of how you look as a person, caring about your appearance isn't necessarily being about like, look at me. It's about a sense of encouragement in who you are and a sense of self-expression. But a lot of people totally get rid of that self-expression part
100%.
and only care about how they're perceived.
100%.
And that's the thing,
100%.
Like once I started seeing clothes as less like clothes and more like as art.
Fucking art. Yeah, artistic. It's like tattoos, bro.
I started being like, okay, that's a bit more of a thing that I can get into. But not just like art, like a rich person's painting of like, I got this from there, but like really putting things together yourself or taking pride in the thing that person made for you.
Of course.
It means so much. It's almost like a good meal,
100%.
There's love and there's care in it, and it's a beautiful thing.
1000%, dude.
Like you just well and stuff like that. Like fucking, was that something you're always into? Has your philosophy of like fashion and what it means to be into fashion changed? Like
yeah, but I mean, I didn't even like know fucking anything about fashion like growing up. But for some reason, because I was always into like hotnewhiphop.com and like all this other shit, I started, like I was big into like Jinko jeans and fucking Bape when it was like back in like 2004.
Yeah, Bape was great.
I was like buying like fake Bapes offline for like $60 and shit like that. Like, thinking that they're so dope, and I'd wear them, and people thought I was just an idiot.
Really? They'd be like, that's fake? They knew off the rip?
They didn't even know it was fake. No one in my fucking school knew anything about fashion. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the one thing. Being in fucking Jersey, you're close enough to New York that people can go to the flagship stores and all that shit.
Right.
So like, nigga, that shit ain't real.
Yeah.
They're like,
sure.
Look at the stitching. That ain't real.
Yeah.
I believe that.
It's very easy to tell when some shit is fake now, especially after being around like in the fashion industry for real and like seeing clothes, you know what I mean? It's like, but I also prefer quality clothes though. Like,
yeah,
honestly, like my style is like, I just wear whatever the fuck I think is really cool and like I feel like fucking makes sense and like is a vibe for me. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And
that's
makes
fair.
me feel well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's times I'm not gonna fucking lie. There's times I fucking wear shit and I feel like I'm stunting and like I feel kind of bad about it. Like I feel like
there's nothing to be ashamed
I'm kind of wearing this right now just to like wear it. But like I always am aware of that and like I never have good feelings from it. Whenever and I'll honestly like take it off.
Yeah.
Like for example, like some sunglasses I have. Like I have some like Versace's and shit, right?
Yeah.
They're super fucking cool, but like if I wear that in like the wrong way or in the wrong area or at the wrong time, I'm like kind of just extra right now. Like, do I really fucking need to be wearing these right now? Like,
I get what you mean. Yeah.
First of all, if I'm having that thought, like if I feel like I'm putting it on just to wear them, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And then if somebody else is gonna see me, they're gonna be thinking that exact same shit. Like, this motherfucker's really wearing Versace's right now.
Yes and no. I don't know, because I think, I think if you're a genuinely, they might think that about somebody else who isn't you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they they randomly don't know you, then maybe.
Right,
maybe,
that's what I'm alluding. Yeah, that's what I'm alluding.
Okay, yeah. I could see that. But like, I think it's just about just being like a genuine person. Then it's just whatever your swag is. But also too, like I will say, like I don't know, just like working at the Standard, because I used to work at the Standard Hotel. Kyle used to still occasionally bartends there and stuff too. But basically, like, one thing I definitely learned, and this is me, and I feel like it's held true forever when it comes to fashion. I've always noticed this. The people who dress the weirdest are usually the most like the least fun to talk to. Like they're usually the most boring. Like whenever somebody, and I'm not talking about like fresh or like stunting. That's just like clothes, like, and you just look fresh as fuck. But I'm talking about like you see somebody and they're wearing like all plastic. You know what I mean?
God,
and shit like that.
For sure.
It's like, bro, and I'm telling you, like, bro, this is like the Standard Hotel is like right in the meatpacking district. So you see a lot of types of people like that who are like, they're less of a person wearing clothes and they're more of an art exhibit.
1,000%.
They're like an installation.
1,000%.
That's walking around.
That's literally not even an exaggeration for anybody who's listening.
Yeah, like I'm serious.
There are
dude.
people in New York, and you will see them on every block.
Yes.
Almost every block.
Yeah.
There
Don't
are
talk to
people,
that
when
guy.
you see them, they look like a fucking art piece. Like
Yes.
a weird,
Yeah.
artistic, like
You
you're
know?
questioning everything about their being.
Yeah, you're
And, like,
looking and
If they're male, if they're female, if they're
You don't know.
both, if they're,
they're
you know,
all,
like
it's always
where
some
the
sort of
fuck they're
androgynous figure and
where the fuck they're from. You don't know. You've never seen a face like theirs before, and then they got this crazy fucking outfit. You're like, where do you even get that?
And the worst part is though, it's like you try to talk to someone because I've made attempts to speak to people like that, and it's just they're never fun, and they're not necessarily mean either. They're just not entertaining to speak to.
I agree. It can be like that for sure.
And it's like, oh, you put this on as a way to be entertaining. Like that was
100%.
That's why you're wearing this.
100,000%.
You know,
100,000%.
Get out of here, you crazy cat.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what it is, dude.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Mo just came on the table because he heard us talking shit about his clothes. He's like, "How fucking dare you, bro? I'll wear these Versace's anywhere, bro." You're talking shit about me, bitch.
You don't talk about me? What's going on? What's going on?
But yeah, man.
Is there anything else you wanted to get to in this
right.
podcast before we wrap it up? Did we ever get to your?
I didn't let out the little secret.
Your little secret.
A little secret. We were talking about politics and everything earlier. You know, the eventual end of capitalism and how it's all pointless. And now we're going to politics. I wanted to talk about how Andrew Yang is leaving the Democratic Party to become an independent, folks. An independent. Very brave. Very brave. All right?
I told you he's going to be rotting in hell with Bernie Sanders. No.
Yeah.
No, see, I fucking love Bernie Sanders, okay?
I will
say
bring this
that.
country to task.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring that up because I think a part of the reason that he's doing that is because he lost the mayoral race in New York. And I think a part of the reason that he lost the mayoral race, actually a major reason that he lost the mayoral race, was because one of my comedian friends, Lawrence, asked him if he'd ever fuck a woman with Timbs on. And he laughed. And the newspapers had a field day with that, and his entire thing just fucking tanked. Yeah, all his ratings and everything. He was at a local coffee shop / club called Joey Bats outdoors during the pandemic, and my friend Lawrence, just a hood nigga with like 3 teeth. You know what I mean? He just talks shit, and and for some reason, here's the thing, Andrew Yang, my problem with you, my man, is you're not a real New Yorker. And the reason you're not a real New Yorker is because you constantly fly too close to the sun, my friend. All right? Real New Yorkers know their place, they know what it is, and they stay out of certain other people's vision. You know what I mean? Number one, strike one you had was when you went to that goddamn bodega that wasn't even no really bodega. It was a goddamn gourmet deli. And you tried to order a chopped cheese like a fool. And made it with provolone, like you're some sort of Rockefeller. You know? What are you doing? What are you doing? And that's how we knew he was fake. And then you try to go and be an everyman at this local comedy spot, and you run into this nigga, and you ask him a question on camera? What is wrong with you? And, and the worst part is you never answered the question. We still don't know to this day if you would fuck a woman with Timbs on. And I think that's why the Democratic Party got rid of him.
I need to.
They was
I need to understand this question a little bit better.
Okay. I feel like it's pretty.
Would he fuck a woman wearing Timbs?
Yeah.
The woman wearing Timbs or him wearing Timbs?
Him wearing Timbs.
Him wearing Timbs.
Yeah, 'cause you got to get the.
I feel like that's two very different
You got to
questions.
get the grip, and the extra tread on there. you got to get that. Shit. I'll fuck a bitch wearing some cleats. You got to get
That's
it.
steel toe.
You got to dig in, baby.
That's steel toe.
You got to dig in,
So
man.
your feet don't slide on that carpet, and if they
Ex-
do, and you hit the fucking bedpost, those toes ain't getting fucked up.
Those toes ain't getting fucked up. That's a fact. I come at that shit like a working man. All right? And that's why, he was asking, would you ever fuck a bitch with Timbs on?
Well, while you're wearing Timbs.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And
Because that's a very different question. Andrew Yang.
Maybe Andrew Yang
You're
is just laughing at the possibilities. He's
Yeah,
like, what could this all mean?
You're asking me the question if the way when you were just saying it. I'm like, is he gonna fuck a girl that wears Timbs? I'm like,
have you now
that's
ever
a question. I don't know if I've ever fucked a girl that wears Timbs.
Have you ever
That's a
watched a
different-
porno
that's
with a black dude
That's
in
a
it?
different type of girl. Oh my!
Because then you would know the context of the question. If you seen a nigga that I'm thinking about, well, then this nigga got elbow pads, look like Tony Hawk with the fucking Timbs. He got knee pads, elbow pads. You know what I mean? That's what he's talking about here. Strapped up, ready to go. All right. And apparently Andrew Yang is
full-on
not.
construction site in that bitch.
For real. He's looking like Stone Cold.
The fucking jackhammer is working today.
Yeah. But yeah, so apparently Andrew Yang left that question on the table, and the Democrats couldn't really handle it.
Went to his demise. Yeah.
It went to his demise. The Democrats were like, how could you leave the American people hanging like that? We need to know. He didn't want to let them know. So he decided to, go independent. And that's just what it is.
Fucking hilarious.
Isn't that a hilarious story?
That's the most New York shit ever. Like, everyone listening to this podcast that's not in New York or like know anything about New York. I mean, Andrew Yang, he's on a big scale.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows.
There's nothing more New York than a fellow New Yorker knowing somebody who ruined a New York mayoral candidate's campaign. Like, to just be like, oh yeah, Andrew Yang, my boy fucking wrecked his shit by asking if he fuck a bitch with Timbs on. That's something you would overhear on a subway.
Dude,
that's
incredible.
And that's my life. So
Cool.
aren't you glad I held that for the end?
Yeah. I'm fucking
Nice
glad
little
you
gem.
did that. You said it was like a secret, but you did speak out about it a little bit before we started.
I let a little come out there.
Yeah, you're good.
But you didn't expect Timbs.
You opened your no.
You didn't expect fucking with Timbs on.
No. And I'm glad we got to the bottom of that question.
There you go.
For myself and for all the viewers, questioning about what the Timbs are for him
Yes.
or are they for her?
Get to the real shit, the real nitty gritty. All right.
Is she wearing any shoes while he's got the Timbs on? That's the real question.
I mean, you could maybe they're both wearing Timbs. You know what I mean? Maybe they're both wearing Timbs. I mean, maybe he's into pegging.
Maybe they're on a fucking third floor, knocked out building, doing. Maybe they're knocking down some walls.
Exactly. Knock down some walls. Fuck. Also, knocking down some walls could be like a metaphor for fucking.
Let's knock down some walls, baby. For real.
Extreme home makeover.
Yeah.
You know?
Extreme home makeover.
Look at that.
Wow.
And on that note.
Now I'm canceled.
Yeah, now you're out of here. Get him out.
I was calling myself the hoe, though, man.
Yeah, we're all hoes out here.
I definitely am. I'll admit that right now to the camera. Holla at me.
Not me. I'm a good man. But,
all right, my G.
Life is crazy. So we're going to head out, guys. Thank you so much. This has been a good time. If you can take anything from this episode in the show, stay away from Facebook and Instagram. Get vaccinated. Don't make too many jokes because you'll forget your key point at the very end. And maybe fuck a bitch with Timbs on. And then, become a politician. Because I feel like that would work. If that's the platform you're working on, that could work.
Recipe for success right there.
There you go. There you go.
All right, y'all.
We'll see you later.
We'll see you later.
Peace.